Hi everyone, Megan here from Beguiled by Books, and today I'm going to share with you my top fiction authors that I will read every single time. Let's get started. So every reader has their favorite authors, whether it's a childhood favorite or an author you discovered as an adult. People tend to gravitate towards specific genres or specific authors or styles, and that's awesome. I'm certainly one of those people too. So today I'm going to talk through my favorite authors, and I'm going to read every single book they ever write. Doesn't matter if it's good or bad. It's just one of those things. I'm just going to read them every time. So my first author that I am going to read every book, Chloe Gong. Chloe Gong, I first discovered These Violent Delights. I don't know if that was a booktube or book talk or one of those books that got really popular. It's a retelling of Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet set in early 1900s Shanghai. Really fun, well done. I enjoyed how Chloe Gong did that. I've since read the other books that are in the series, spin-offs of that same time frame, 1930s Shanghai kind of vibe. She has a new book called Immortal Longings. I'm just going to read every single one of her books every single time. That's it. The second author that I'm going to read every single time is J.K. Rowling, or her pseudonym, Robert Galbraith. I love the Harry Potter books. I love the Cormoran Strike books, which she writes under the pseudonym Robert Galbraith. She's written a couple of standalones that I have also read, and every single time I'm just gonna read them. If she comes up with another pseudonym, I'll find that out and hopefully read that as well. Again, really excellent writing, nuanced plot lines, good stuff all the way around. The third author that I'm going to read every single time is V.E. Schwab, or she also writes under Victoria Schwab. So she's done a lot of different books. Probably her most famous is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. That was my introduction into her writing. I love that book. I thought it was excellently done, really beautiful, very quiet book. And since then, I've read tons of her other books. She's got some fantasy books. She's got some standalone novels for different age groups. She's a broad writer, but very well done, very prolific writer. And I tend to just really absorb everything she writes. Big fan. The next author, and this should come as no surprise to anyone that I'm going to read every single time, is Sarah J. Maas. Over the last year, I have read all of her books. So ACOTAR, Throne of Glass, Crescent City, I've devoured all of them. I love all of them, and I will be as close to the front of the pre-order line as I can for every book that comes out after this. Sarah J. Maas, can't go wrong. The next author that I'm going to read every single time is Alex Harrow. So I originally read The Once and Future Witches. That was my first book by Alex Harrow. And then I read The 10,000 Doors of January, both of which I really loved. She's got some other retellings of fairy tales that she has written. And most recently in October 2023, she released Starling House, and that is getting really rave reviews. I'm going to read that very, very soon. Very much looking forward to it. But Alex Harrow is just one of those authors I'm going to read every single time. Great female-centric stories, takes place in a lot of different time frames. She's really great at weaving a story with some magic and a lot of realism. So magical realism, one of my favorite genres. The next author I will read every single time is Leigh Bardugo. I initially read the Six of Crows duology before I read Shadow and Bone, but I've read that whole Grisha-verse of books. She has her new series, the Alex Stern series, which is Ninth House and Hellbent so far, which I have also read. And Leigh Bardugo does such a good job of writing very relatable characters, very lovable, but also very morally gray characters. And it just makes the story so much more compelling when you have these characters that you love, maybe that you hate, maybe you feel some kind of way about them. Really good stuff. I'm going to read Leigh Bardugo every single time. And then my last author that I am going to read every book she ever writes is Olivia Blake. So she is probably most popular for her Atlas 6 trilogy, but she's written several other standalone novels like Masters of Death, Alone with You in the Ether, One for My Enemy. So there are quite a few books that she writes, and I haven't read all of them, but I have all of them, so I will be reading them, but everything she writes has just been super enjoyable for me so far, and I'm going to continue to buy and read her books. Who are some of your favorite authors that you're going to read every single time? I would love to know. Please drop a comment below. If you like this video, give me a like and a subscribe. I'll see y'all next time.